Unit 3, Lesson 1, Example 2, and this is letter C. So we're going to use our knowledge of angles of a triangle to be able to find the missing measures of these triangles. So don't mistake this for a 3D figure. I guess it could be, but we're going to look at this as two different triangles. So the measure of this angle is 90 degrees because of that box. So anytime you see this box, that tells you that the measure of that angle is 90 degrees because that's a right angle. Also remember what we talked about in class. The sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So what I'm asking you to do is find the measure of this angle here and the measure of this angle here. So let's just look at this triangle. We know that the sum of the measures of this triangle is 180 degrees. So one thing we can do to find the measure of this top angle, which I'll just call angle 1, one thing I can do is what we did in class. So I can take that 180 and subtract from it the sum of these two angles. So 48 plus 90. So that's going to be 138. So 180 minus 138 is equal to 42. So the measure of angle 1 is 42 degrees. I didn't say this in class, but another way that you could think of this is just to subtract both of those angles from 180. So minus 48 minus 90, that will give you the same answer. Now let's go to the triangle on the side. Let's call this angle 2. We could do the same thing to find the measure of angle 2, but if you have a right triangle and this is 90 and the sum of all three of them is 180, then 180 minus 90 is equal to 90. So these two angles have to add together to give you 90, so that the sum of these three angles is 180. In other words, these two angles are complementary. So I can take 90 and subtract 51, and that will also give me the measure of angle 2. 90 minus 51 gives me 39. So the measure of angle 2 is 39 degrees. I could have done this as well, but when you have a right triangle, this might save you one subtraction. But either way will give you the right answer, and it doesn't matter to me which way you work it.